How's it going, everyone? It's Nathan from Nathan's DIY Garage, and today we're working on a BMW E39 that seems to have a oxygen sensor problem. Okay, so we're back on the C39. This is one I did the video of the other day. This is a 1998, so it has the M52 engine, not the TU, just the single Vanos. This thing had an oxygen sensor light on. Last night I went ahead and replaced the oxygen sensor. It was calling for bank 2 sensor 2. So how this works is bank 1 is cylinder 1 through 3. Bank 2 is cylinder 3 through 6. The first number is going to be, whichever bank it is. So I'll say bank 2 sensor 2 or bank 2 sensor 1. So this one is bank 2 sensor 2. So it's going to be on cylinder 3 through 6, not the front one, but the back oxygen sensor. And how M52 is set up is I went through and replaced it. These are about the middle of the car. So these are about right there, right? We'll go underneath there here in a second and show you. What had happened when I replaced the sensor still said there's a problem with the heater. So that's the most common failure with oxygen sensor is the heater circuit. They have little preheaters that heat them up, and if that's not working right, it throws error code. Your check engine light stays on and your gas mileage goes to hell. For you guys that live in the city, you know it won't pass inspection with the check engine light on. You see this or not? So we have the oxygen sensor heater wires right here. They're in this little sheathing. I just happened to see the sheathing on the second sensor was gouged. Opened it up and 3 out of the 4 wires were cut. Went ahead and just snipped the very last one, and you can see the black one is actually shorter. So get ready to crimp them back on. You can see the sheathing right here. Maybe. There you go. And I noticed when I tugged on the back wire coming from the engine, the black wire was loose, like it was broke somewhere else. So we came up here, and these are a little different. M52T, M54, E39s, the sensors are up a little further. I don't know if they had this particular wire, but the O2 sensor plugs in underneath. And it comes back up here from the plug up to the engine and runs into the harness, right? So it was gouged again up here. I guess when somebody doing something by the intake, and it broke the black wire right here. So we have a piece of the black wire. That's about, I don't know, that might be 10 inches long. That was spliced up here too. The only wire is cut, the rest of them are fine. So what we're gonna have to do, we'll probably get either, I don't know if I'll use crimp-ons on this. I had some heat shrink, where to solder and heat shrink. It's just really hard to judge what's gonna work out the best. What we're gonna end up doing, we're gonna have to make a splice on this wire up here. Then we're gonna splice all 4 wires. And I don't have any of this wiring here. Everything I have is newer, so it doesn't have these same wires, right? It's still off of one of my parts cars. So we don't have that. I think what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and use crimp on up here. We're going to black tape it. Soldering these little wires, it tends to corrode them on the edge where the solder is, and it tends not to work. So at least at this point, these wires are easy to get to up here. This wire and where it runs down under the car, there's probably 10 inches of uncoated wire here. Where it runs under the car, we're either going to have to put probably just go and put this back on it before we splice it. Slide that back down there, fix that. We'll tape it on at that crimp on. We'll splice them back in and see if that fixes it. I don't like splicing wires on cars. Sometimes you don't have any choice. I don't see another plug. It looks like it runs right into the wiring harness, the whole engine wiring harness. We're sure the hell not going to replace the whole engine wiring harness because we have a couple wires that are messed up. We're going to go through and fix this and we'll come back. Okay, so this is where we're at. We did the blue crimp on. And we're not going to leave it like that. We're going to take our black tape. We're going to wrap the crimp on so the wire can't pull out from either end. Then we're going to... Oh, that's nice. It's like we're fixing another wire. Look at that. I'm not really sure what in the hell happened to this thing to cause that kind of problem. Okay, well, let's go and fix that and come back. And we're going to tape on each side of the crimp on. We're going to slide the sheathing back up. We're going to tape the whole section. Okay, so here's what we got. We have both those crimp individually or wrapped with black tape around the crimp-ons individually, and then wrap the whole thing all together. Doesn't look too pleasing, but you're not going to see it. It's going to be under the car. Then we're going to go under the car, and we're going to go and do the same thing with all 4 of these. We'll probably go ahead and, well, they kind of are staggered. cut each one at different lengths so the crimp-ons lay a little flatter. There's going to be 4 of them, and then we'll come back and see if that turns the light off. All right, guys, so we got it worked out. We got it everything done, went and scanned it back out, and this had the P0161, I believe. Have to look it up again, and that did fix it. So yeah, sometimes, especially on these older cars, very well may not be the oxygen sensor. It very well could be somebody's been there messing with stuff. In this case, I'm not really sure how it got cut in 2 different places, but apparently it did, or gouged, you might say. But the car has no check engine light now, so now it's ready to go. That's it. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.